Hey everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for July 2019. I do hope that this video finds all of you well. This is going to be a really big month for everyone with 2 eclipses, 5 retrograde planets, 5 oppositions between Cancer and Capricorn. So there's going to be there's a lot of intensity. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming up. I think it's going to be a very long month. It's going to feel like time has kind of slowed down. I feel like we've already started to get that effect with the Neptune retrograde that happened on June 21st. It felt like the whole year was just flying by, and even June was going by so quickly, right? And then right at the end, it just seemed to suddenly slow down. So I feel like that's going to continue to happen, especially with Mercury going retrograde on July 7th. That's really going to kind of add this time dilation. And I think, in a way, it's almost us getting more time to learn these lessons. Psychologically, when you're learning a lot, when you're taking in new information, time actually does seem to flow slower. And we are definitely going to be learning a lot, especially you, Aquarius. There is... with these 2 eclipses, the Cancer eclipse is going to be hitting your 6th house, and the Capricorn eclipse is going to be hitting your 12th house, which is, honestly, it's a pretty heavy eclipse. I've been dealing with them a lot in the past couple of years as a Virgo. With all of those eclipses we've been having in Leo, it's been very hard hitting. There's a lot of loss, there's a lot of spiritual growth that happens as a result of that. But it really changes your day-to-day life, which is what the 6th house is all about. So I think there's going to be a lot of restructuring for you guys. There's going to be a big change in your day-to-day lives, and it's going to be... it may catalyze some spiritual shifts that are happening for you as well. This could even do with health things too. There may be a change in health that ends up opening you up spiritually because you're taking time out for yourself. There's a lot of different ways that this can manifest. I don't want to get too specific, especially without any cards. But just expect some big changes. I don't anticipate this being a particularly easy reading. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I don't like to lie. I never give you false hope. If I see heaviness, I'm going to let you know, and I'm going to help you figure out how to work through it, how to work with it. It's not so much just waiting and seeing and hoping for a better opportunity. Everything that presents itself to you is meant to be something you're supposed to work with and learn from, and I really hope that I can help you do that. I do also have a link down below for the blog post that kind of goes over the astrological information I'm going to be referencing throughout this blog. It's a bit more detailed, thorough. Of course, not an exhaustive list by any means, but just kind of my notes that I use. I like to share those. I thought it would be a good idea. I also have links for personal readings, Reiki sessions, and donations for any of you who feel so called. Obviously not necessary. But we also have links for my Instagram and my Facebook page. Those of you who have not subscribed, definitely hit subscribe and follow me on my other social media because I do offer giveaways. I'm going to be offering a winner the choice between a free reading and a free Reiki session, so definitely follow me so you don't miss out on your chance to enter that. That's going to be coming pretty soon, I suspect, so definitely keep that on your radar. Yeah, lots of exciting stuff. I really am so excited to get into this reading because I think it's going to be very powerful. Before we begin, I do just want to disclaim that these are general readings, meaning not all of the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you specifically. Some of the messages may also be coming in the reverse. Some of the roles may be switched. So if there's another person who kind of comes into play, you could actually be that other person. It could be switched. Also keep that in mind. If you are cross-watching for an Aquarius, you're probably that other person, that other party. And don't get too caught up on the gender or the zodiac information behind each card. It's just the most clear, concise expression of that energy right now, and that's going to be very unique for everyone else. I do think that is everything. I feel like I covered all my bases. If I remember, I will let you know later on. But I just like to start off these readings by connecting to all of you guys. It's something I've been doing for this month, and it feels really, really effective and good. So it's kind of fun, gives you something to participate with. I'm just going to have you close your eyes, take a deep breath, and visualize a web of light connecting you with all the viewers, with me, with your higher selves, and really tapping into your universal consciousness and asking what sort of wisdom or guidance is being offered to you at this time. I'm going to connect really quickly. All right, so I'm gonna start shuffling here. I'm looking kind of at the energy coming into July. Normally this is kind of the month before, but this could also be going a bit further back, especially this month. I've been telling a lot of my other all of my other followers that I feel like with this kind of cyclical juncture, with these eclipses here, this could definitely be reviewing information that goes a bit further back, perhaps even towards other eclipses. It could be years back. I'll kind of have a better sense of that once we begin this reading. What are the messages for Aquarius coming into July 2019? What are the messages for Aquarius coming into July 2019? Sorry, that was too many. Let's try again. A lot of things trying to come forward for you. There we go. Interesting energy. Okay, so we have the Father of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, and the Devil card. I want to say, because this energy is in the past, there is a good chance that this is stuff or people you have left behind. With this Father of Cups, this is referring to someone who has a lot of water placements, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, very fair with their emotions. I feel like this is actually a family member or a lover, someone who's very, very close. Could also be a coworker, someone who's just a part of your day-to-day life. And I see that there was this Ten of Pentacles here, which tells me that you are really focused on stability, home, family, kind of finding your people, finding your abundance. And I'm actually getting the sense that this is something that you might have lost. There might have been this loss of security, this loss of connection or feeling of closeness, especially if there was a water sign involved. Or maybe this was actually someone who helped you through this sort of loss. But I am feeling like what this was meant to show you, if it feels like you've just been going through it for the past few years, if you've really been struggling financially, what's so interesting about this specific Ten of Pentacles is we have the 9 Pentacles here, and the 10th one is right in the center of this pentacle. Why that's so interesting is because this card is usually thought of as having all of the material abundance around you, being very externally focused, just being very wealthy, winning the lottery, and obviously not everyone in the general reading won the lottery. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that this feeling of abundance, this feeling of security, of having something to pass on, of having a legacy, that's something that comes from inside of you. And it doesn't matter then how much money you have, how stable your life is, who is in your life. It's this interconnectedness, this feeling that comes inside of you that matters, because if it doesn't come from in you, it doesn't matter what or who you have around you, you're not going to feel it anyway. And I feel like if you've lost a lot of stability in the past few cycles, it's meant to show you that you can still feel this way, that it comes from within, and that is how you reflect it. It is how you manifest it. But even more important than that is that that feeling isn't dependent on your circumstance. You're really getting in touch with the feeling of this. This is showing up in the heart, the emotion of the past. And this is very, very... I feel like this has been a big lesson here with this devil. You felt very stuck, very restricted. Some of you might be dealing with a Capricorn or a person who is really holding you back, someone you were communicating with. It does feel like you had to really overcome a lot of outdated beliefs, some sort of dysfunctional behavior. Someone might have also been struggling with addiction. There might be an element of that as well, but I just think of it as destructive behaviors. It doesn't need to be what we would traditionally associate as an addiction. We all have these ways that we sabotage ourselves, and that's really coming up into the reading for you coming into July, which tells me that whatever this pattern is for you, however this applies, however this makes sense, that's really going to be coming to the forefront for you in July, because it's coming up now, kind of in review. I am really curious to see what the animal cards have to say. What is the animal wisdom for Aquarius coming into July? Let's see. Camel. Yeah, this has been a really spiritual time for you. I feel like if you've been moving, if you had to move away from a place that you really loved, it's really been kind of a spiritual journey in a way. It doesn't necessarily need to be a physical move because of that. I feel like you've been drawing a lot of energy from within with this camel. You know, you have the fire card here. This camel is in the desert, and it speaks of relying on the resources within, being resourceful that way, drawing on the water that you've collected. It's also bringing opposites into balance, fire and water, surviving this heat, this conflict. There was definitely some heavy communication, and I think you were really just trying to do your best to move forward, to go through it, and to not let your inner space be affected by this, to get back in touch with your center here in this Ten of Pentacles. That's coming up very strong. I do feel like if you haven't gone on some sort of pilgrimage or journey, spiritual journey, I actually do feel like that would be very useful for you, even if it's just a weekend away. It doesn't need to be something super extravagant. You don't need to travel abroad. You don't need to go to another country. You can just go out into the woods. You can go to the mountains. Go wherever you feel connected to spirit, feel connected to nature, and kind of draw on the strength, because I feel like you're feeling very depleted coming into July, kind of this feeling of exhaustion. And it's definitely time to refuel here. Whew. Okay, so I'm very interested. What is going to be coming up in the first half of July for Aquarius? Already had several cards fall out. 1 second. Okay. Interesting. So all of these cards came out together. We have the 5 of Swords and the 9 of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune and the Father of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. All right, so this is actually a really powerful month. I feel like there's a wish coming true for you. I definitely feel like you've cut something out from the past year, severed something. There was this ego struggle, power struggle. You had to walk away. You're walking away from it. You're focusing on your own happiness, and people are seeing that. I feel like that's actually the best thing you can be doing for the people around you. If there's some sort of fight or there's some sort of conflict or tension, focusing on your own happiness first, making that a priority for the first half of July, it's going to help that happiness overflow from you and into other people. It's actually going to touch the presence of other people, especially if you're dealing with some sort of conflict. Because I think a lot of you have with this camel card, you've just been trying not to be affected by something. I do see with the Father of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, there's definitely, again, this big turnaround for you. I do feel like one cycle is closing and another is beginning, maybe several. This is coming up a lot. But it does feel like a wish fulfillment, some sort of bounty. Maybe someone's coming in. Could be an air sign. This is actually your card, Aquarius. You're coming back into your own power. This Father of Swords here might also be referring to another air sign, Gemini, Libra. Could also be a third decan Capricorn, or someone who has a placement in Capricorn in the last 10 degrees, or the last 10 days of the season. And I feel like you're guarding this, whatever this is, this change. Could also be something to do with the Sagittarius, or someone who has heavy Sagittarius placements. I do feel like there is someone special coming in. Maybe that's what this wish realized is. And I do see a love offer. Some sort of opening up. Maybe asking someone out. Making a commitment. Open to love. That's really, yeah. It's like trying to open up to love. I think you've been guarded to this. You're still a little guarded of this. You're still a little wary. Someone's wary with this Father of Swords. And I feel like the way that they're expressing themselves, it might not even necessarily be directly saying something. It could be kind of doing something for you. Something's making you very, very happy at the start of July. You are definitely cutting something out. You are walking away from something. You are focusing on your own happiness. And maybe this is how love comes in. Maybe this is just you filling up your own cup again. I do wonder, though, if there is some sort of love connection coming in. And it feels very sudden. There's a lot of sudden changes that are happening for you. It's definitely going to be a very exciting month. What is the animal wisdom here? It feels like these first 2 weeks are just going to be loaded with events. Very busy. A lot of stuff happening. Some of you might be also cutting out a water sign. And that's when you're focusing on your own happiness. What is the animal wisdom for Aquarius? First half of July 2019. Show me clearly. Earthworm. Yeah, I was saying someone is being kind of guarded. It feels a little uncomfortable. You have a lot of beauty coming in. There's definitely a beautiful connection or a beautiful opportunity, but you're very guarded to it. You don't know how to open up to this, really. But there's this need to kind of risk embarrassment, getting out of your element a little bit, getting out of your comfort zone, getting out of the dirt. It feels vulnerable. It doesn't feel easy. But I feel like you're beginning something new. Something new is definitely beginning for you. This could also just be referring to the fact that these cycles are ending and new cycles are beginning, and it is a transition. It's hard. But it's coming into something much more stable or something abundant. There's a lot of growth potential here for you. There's fertile soil here. I feel like this is a nice way to kind of tie things up. I'm now going to look at the second half of July. I am kind of wondering if this is the part where it gets a little heavy for you. I'm not going to lie, because this is when we have that eclipse in your 12th house. So I'm going to see what comes up for you now. This could also be going further out. This could be referring to August or even beyond, especially with this new cycle. This could just be kind of thought of as the trajectory going forward, where all this energy is going. Interesting. Yeah, there's definitely a love connection here. Maybe a choice you need to make. What are the messages for Aquarius? Ooh. Show me clearly. You know, this is really interesting. You have the Two of Cups, the Sun, and the Ace of Pentacles. This is actually kind of earthworm energy. I was even going to say earthworm is like the Ace of Pence, and it showed up. Whatever this Ace of Cups is, it has the potential to bring you a lot of stability. Again, Two of Cups here. I feel like there's a love offering. There might be a choice you need to make. Maybe that's why you're kind of guarded. You don't know what to do. The Sun. This is referring to Leo season, I think. That is going to be the end of July to the end of August. Might be a Leo person as well coming into your life. A lot of big changes. It's like as you step into your power, this is going to bring in a partner for you, someone who can kind of match your energy. They want to begin something new with you, and I think you want to begin something new with them. And it's just, it's very abundant, very beautiful, very fertile. Again, a lot of fertility. For those of you who want to be pregnant or get pregnant, I feel like this would actually be, I'm definitely getting the sense of that for you by the end of July. Interesting. Wow, that came out fast. Animal wisdom, zebra. Again, travel. Someone from afar. Someone may be coming back. Someone may be traveling towards you. You may be traveling towards someone else. This could also be you getting out of a black and white thinking. Mixing up your routine. Does make sense. We were talking about that earlier with the eclipse in your 6th house. You're seeing things differently. This is a big turnaround, Aquarius. I do feel like you're traveling soon. There's this sense of movement or someone returning. Yeah, there's a big turnaround. And it feels like it's going in a really, really good direction. Again, this may not be the end of July, so if it doesn't happen for you by the end of July, don't freak out. This is what's coming. Though it does feel like it's coming in Leo season. Wow. Beautiful. Whatever you've been working on, whatever you've been manifesting, nice work. I feel like it's coming true for you. And those are all the messages I have for you, Aquarius. I hope that this was helpful and resonated. Definitely hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what's going on for you. If I don't see you for a personal reading or a Reiki session or anything like that, I will see you in the next video, okay? Bye. Take care.